Tuesday morning on the Radio Vision Network. I am Mark Cook, and we are starting things off with a bang right away this morning on Morning Coffee. Welcome to Lorraine Moran, author, professor, Renaissance woman. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and crazy old broad.
Crazy old broad. She said it, not me. But listen, we are so excited to have Lorraine here today because Lorraine, in 2014, you were a busy little bee there, cooking up a couple great books for us.
Oh, yes.
So I haven't had a chance to read them. I'm going to be completely honest with everybody. I was given the books this morning, and I thumbed through them. They look awesome. They look like mystery. They look like a little bit of mystery is I think the best word for it. But one of the books, you've taken a modern twist on an old classic. So why don't we jump right into that one first?
Okay, I decided that Frankenstein should have a new twist, so I researched Mary Shelley, and a lot of the things that happened in her life were weirder than fiction, so I put some of that in the book, and I created Mary Shelley as actually the monster who is talking to you.
Yeah, it looks so cool because anytime you can take such a storied, traditional fable or however you want to term it, like Frankenstein, and bring it into a modern day scenario where it all kind of works together with issues that we're dealing with now, but using kind of the tradition of a character that is very well known and beloved in a lot of ways. It's funny to say that Frankenstein is beloved, but he is, right? Like the rest of, like Dracula, we love these stories, and anytime that you can modernize them and put them in modern day scenarios, it had to be a really fun book to write.
It was, and I named it Flavors of Death because my character has a rare form of synesthesia, which means she tastes words. And that's what I do.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that was something not everyone did.
Right.
Until a few years ago, and I thought, that would make her a little bit different. So.
What does that entail when you say taste words? Why don't we explain kind of what that means to people?
Words have different flavors to me, and as you either say something or I hear something, I taste the word. So, like...
it's like a sensory thing. You process it differently, basically.
Exactly.
When you hear different speech, different patterns, different things, it resonates differently in your mind than it does most people.
Yes.
So that gives you an advantage when you write, because as you are writing, you're obviously thinking about what's next. When you're in that groove, right? You're pounding away and you're constantly thinking of what's next. And if your senses are heightened when that's happening, what you're putting out is a more thoughtful product, I would think, right?
I would hope so.
And that's why you're so proud, and that's why you're so proud of it, right? Because you pour your heart and soul into something. You want people to read it and enjoy it the way you kind of struggled and look, any time you write a book or try to do a creative process, there's struggle involved. So I'm not trying to disparage or say anything bad. It's hard to do. Writing books, let alone 2 books in the same year, it's quite a feat and a challenge, and you did it very successfully.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk a couple things about you personally. First off, I want to let everybody know is that she had cataract surgery, and that's why she's wearing her shades today. I tried to let her know about Corey Hart and the "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night" song, but I know we're in the morning, so that really didn't apply. But just wanted to let everybody know that she did say that she was the crazy broad, but the sunglasses have nothing to do with it.
No.
And you're a professor. You're a professor at a community college locally here in South Jersey. What do you profess?
I teach Pilates and Tai Chi.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you can incorporate these disciplines in the rest of your life. And that's what's cool about teaching things like that, especially to college-age kids, because they need to be able to carry these lessons through them. Pilates, those things help you like internally as well as your body, right? And these are great things that we want to make sure that that everybody's doing. So again, you're doing great work on that side. You're doing great work on this side.
Yeah, yeah, and it calms them down. It helps them to pass their other courses when they take the Tai Chi. And in fact, I learned from the gentleman that brought it to this country back in the 1960s. So now I'm really dating myself, you know. But
that's really
yeah.
cool and interesting, though, to be able to learn from the master and then kind of become a little bit of a master yourself and then continue the process and pass that knowledge on
Yeah.
to another generation. And
Right.
that's really, really cool. We're just skimming the surface here on Morning Coffee with Lorraine Moran, author, professor, and all-around great woman. So I got to take a quick break, and I will be right back here on Morning Coffee on the Radio Vision Network.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
That was a nice quick break. I love it because we're right back here with Lorraine Moran, author extraordinaire. So Lorraine, we were just talking a little bit during the break about how you like to incorporate actual historical figures, people, places, things into your fiction. Mm-hmm. And that comes from your background. Yes. So let's talk a little bit about your background.
30 years I was a magical performer. I owned and operated my own entertainment business. We worked for the casinos. We worked at private parties. And so I incorporated a lot of the information that I gleaned from that kind of lifestyle into Illusions of Fame.
And it's so cool because I think that most people love magic, right? But not everybody is ready and willing to admit how much they love the sleight of hand and the illusion and all of that stuff. You remember David Copperfield making the Statue of Liberty disappear, and what a huge deal that was in the 80s. And there's the tightrope guy that wanted to go between the World Trade Centers and all of these different magical feats. And I think that people really relate with the whimsy and the wonder of it. And you have such a unique perspective on that because you were directly involved. So when you talk about these stories in your book, it's coming from real life experience.
Yes, it is.
So how does that lend to the validity of your stories? They jump off the page, right?
Well, actually, talking to other writers, we hear voices. Now, normally people would say, "Ooh, you're ready for the rubber room," but that's the way a writer sees things. The characters actually start to tell you what they want you to do,
right,
where they want you to go. And I ascribe to you should show, don't tell. And so that's why I try to get my books to move quickly and use the information that I have from past life experiences.
These
Not
are
past life, but
right. Whoa. Now she's really getting out there. But no, listen, Lorraine, these books are great. I think that they're perfect, like beach books. People are going to be hitting Jersey Shore this summer. Pick up one of these books. I mean, I don't want to say anything like kind of out of school here, but they seem like pretty quick, good, easy reads. Like they're obviously very intelligently written, but they look like books that you can read on a leisurely day at the beach. Am I right with that?
Oh, yes, yes.
All right, so I'm up against another break already, right? This is going so fast. But I want to tell people right now, where can they get your books?
Well, you can get them through Amazon, or you can go to Scare You Books at writer63.com, and you can buy them, signed copies.
That's beautiful. So, and if anybody has any like questions, you can always just Google L.J. Moran too, right? And I would think that the books would come up there as well.
Right.
Maybe scroll down, look at the Amazon posting. Oh, here we go. Perfect. And then click add to cart, and then click buy. Right. That's what we want to happen, right? Mm-hmm. Because we have to get these books out there so that people can read them and see how good they are and how authentic your storytelling is. That's really, really cool. And I love hearing about her creative process too. True artists always have a real process. And when you talk about hearing the voices that tell the story, that to me screams true artist, and I love that. So I got to take another quick break. We're moving here. So we will be right back on Morning Coffee with a Hot Topic on the Radio Vision Network.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more. Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cook. This is the Radio Vision Network, and we are flying on this Tuesday morning. We just talked to Melanie Manarino about planning your party. Before that, we were talking to Lorraine Moran about her new books, and we're talking to Lorraine Moran a little bit more about these books. Lorraine, I'm sorry. Thank you for allowing me to take that quick interview while we were doing our interview.
It's okay.
I appreciate that. I want to get back into the artist in you and the creative process. We've talked a little bit about your background. You were involved in the world of magic for many years, and you've learned all of the tricks of that trade, which I'd love to go have a glass of wine and hear some stories about all of the crazy things that happened in the magic world. But I think what I want to know right now, and maybe some of the people out there are wondering, what made you decide to write these stories?
I started writing when I was a little kid. Even before I knew how to do the alphabet, I'd draw pictures on a blackboard and I'd make up stories. And it's something that I not only love to do, but it's something that I have to do. It has to come out. So I bury myself in my room for hours. My husband doesn't see me, which maybe he's happy about. I don't know. I'm not bugging him. So,
He's smiling back there. I don't think that he wants to make a comment on that one, but listen, it's really interesting because when you say that you need to do it, this is an important aspect for anything creative, whether it's writing or acting or singing or dance. You have to need to do it. Wanting to do it is not nearly enough. You have to need to do it, because when you're trying to excel in these professions, you meet so many obstacles and you meet so many things that are going to deter you from your goal, that if it is not a need to do, you'll give up, it'll go away, and you'll be exposed for the fraud you are.
Yes.
You need it is a need, and I've mentioned before, I'm training at Playhouse West in Philadelphia, which is Meisner technique, and my professor, every class, he reminds us all, you have to need to do this. It's not enough to want to be an actor. You have to need to be an actor in order to be successful because of so much opposition that you face.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it's really, it's an interesting dynamic because not every profession can kind of fall into that category, because we're part of the creatives, we're part of the out of the box thinkers, and what I've gathered from you is that you've been an out of the box thinker your entire life. Right. When you talk about as a little girl, creating stories on the blackboard and doing these things, you knew maybe at a younger age than some people that there's something special, there's something a little different, right? And it was scary at times, and there were times where you weren't sure, why am I like this? Am I normal, right? We all go through that. Anybody that's got a little bit of that something, they go through that process. So when it clicked for you, what was your next move? Was it you wanted to be trained in writing, or you wanted to go to college for it? Kind of talk about some of that background.
Well, I took college courses. I also constantly read. That's the way you improve. You read other, for me, horror books, and I see what I like, I see what I don't like. I mean, you can even learn from somebody who's a very poor author,
right,
what not to do.
Right.
And so that's what how I keep improving. Plus, I belong to groups that are writing groups that we discuss different ways of improving our craft.
Yeah, and that's awesome to describe it that way, to talk about an accomplished, published author still talking about wanting to improve. And that is the truest telling sign, right? because you can never be good enough, no matter what. And it's the right mindset, because as soon as you become satisfied with yourself is when your art suffers, and when you don't tell the story the way you want to tell the story, because your mind is now clouded with this version of success that's a mirage.
Plus, it helps to have family members that are your toughest critics. If they say it's bad, then I know I have to go back.
Yeah, because it's a hard dynamic. In my family, I have a few people that will tell me the truth, but I also have a few people, everything I do is great. Now, I don't disagree with those people, but, we got to be hard on ourselves sometimes to understand what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, so that we can improve and we can get better at what we're doing. If everything we do is just great all the time, there's not really any wiggle room there, right?
Correct.
So this is really exciting, Lorraine. Again, let's remind everybody where they can get your books.
Well, they can get my books either on Amazon, or you can go to Scare You Books at writer63.com. You can go on Twitter, which is LJMoran1, or you can talk to me on my my email, which is fitgoals2003@yahoo.com.
Perfect. So people can just send you an email directly.
Oh, yeah.
That is, if you have any questions for Lorraine, she's welcoming them. So what was that email address again?
fitgoals2003@yahoo.com.
Now, and remember, she is a horror writer. It's horror, it's mystery, it's magic, it's all of these things. So, I don't know if you want to necessarily ask her about Civil War history, right? So let's keep the questions relevant to what Lorraine's expertise is. And if you get the chance, go buy the books, read the books. You're going to enjoy the stories. They're fantastic. They're fantastic stories, and you should be very proud. And congratulations.
Thank you.
And I hope that I hope your husband, and I hope your students, and I hope your family, I hope they really understand and appreciate and build up the stories, because they deserve to be heard and read. And I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thanks for having me. I had a great time.
Good. You're quite welcome. We'll have to have you back again. Do we have anything in the works right now, or are we just taking a little break?
I'm ready to publish what we call Satan's Sting, which is, again, magic-based. It's when you have it all and you still don't feel it's enough, and you decide to gamble with the devil.
It sounds like that's the path I'm taking. But what was the title?
Satan's Sting.
What a great title. That's awesome. Satan's Sting. Look for that one. That's coming out soon. Lorraine, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We are rocking here on Morning Coffee this morning. I got to take another quick break, but we will be right back on the Radio Vision Network.